Okay, guys, so here we are with Dr. James Hawkins again from the Joshua Center down in Arkansas, and he is a certified EFT, emotionally focused therapist. He is a supervisor as well as a trainer in training for the EFT community. And James and I are just enjoying rapping about emotion and attachment in people. So we thought we'd do one more sort of bonus party time. Let's keep the rhythm going. And something that is really hard and vital is this thing of repairing. So something I can promise each one of you is that you are going to make mistakes and hurt people's feelings. You're going to have conflict. You're going to get it wrong. And we can be very honest with ourselves about that. But then it's like, what do I do? So I just screwed it up with somebody I love or maybe somebody I don't even know. And now what do I do? So I guess for you, James, when you're starting to help people develop their repair kit, what are some of the pieces that you work with them on?
Well, first, I let them know is like we talk about. There's this concept, and I can't remember the researcher, but they researched, what is good enough parenting. At one time there was this philosophy to be a good enough parent, like to be the good parent is your children never have any problems. You're always on top of things, and they found out that's not really true. Like what really works out towards kids being secure and connected. And this researcher came up with what he called good enough parenting. But what we find really is, even in some of Gottman's research, is that the idea of what makes marriage bonds good enough. And so you say to people like, there's three ways we look at it: attunement, disconnection, and repair, right? And so you say, what percentage of the time or the experience of the relationship needs to be in this place of attunement, of emotional connection? And some people will be like 70%, 85%. But what he found is that probably in this good enough place, they're really only in that place of attunement only about 30 to 33% of the time. And you're like, what? So tell me about the rest. There are going to be times because of life you're going to be tired, illness, kids, work, just all kinds of things going on, and you're going to have moments of disconnection. Just like you said, I screwed up. My spouse asked me about something in life, and I responded back with the grocery list, and she got upset with me. Oh my gosh, why did I do that? Right? I messed up. But what he found was the key that really made those relationships good enough, though, was not even just the attunement and disconnection, is that they spent 33 to 30% of the marriage experiences about repair.
Mm-hmm.
And what that repair does is it makes the marriage bond feel safe. So here's what happened is when the repair happens, it then brings us back into attunement. And what we know now is that there was a repair that happened. It brought us back to connection. I don't have to be afraid of disconnection now. That if something goes wrong, we have what it takes to get back to each other. Right. And so, but the repair can be hard because then what happens with some couples is we don't have what it takes. I don't know what to do. It brings up the bad parts of me about how I see myself. It reminds me how I'm failing. It reminds me of how I'm too much. And I'm afraid to go back and just get the same thing again. And we get stuck in our protective moves. And you cannot have intimate connection and repair when you're living in a place of self-protection. And then that's where many couples get stuck. But when we teach couples, like you go back in and you say, what happened here that brought about the disconnection? What was the emotion it brought up for you? What were the messages and meaning you got up? And how do you find yourself trying to protect yourself in this place when this disconnection came up? That protection makes so much sense, because if that protection is trying to do what? It's like, there's a part of me, I'm doing this because what I really hope for here is that he will see that there's a problem and that he'll turn towards me and we can fix the problem. Or I calm things down and I go away because I don't want things to blow up and get out of control. So I just want to know that if I come towards her, that there can be some grace, that if I get something wrong, it won't blow up and it won't get out of control. And then they begin to turn towards each other with those needs and with those fears. And then there can be this repair that then brings them back into another level of attunement. And when couples get several reps of that, their relationship begins to feel secure.
Yeah, I agree. That's beautiful. And I'd like the 30%. I know that from a parenting perspective. I've never, for whatever reason, thought about that in marriage, but it is like we're really going to get it right about 30% of the time. And from the circle of security parenting perspective, the key is the positive intentionality. And from an emotionally focused family therapy point of view, we talk about the caregiver intent. So with that repetition, and just seeking the attunement, or what Kent Hoffman would call circle security resounding, which I love that, the idea of church bells ringing inside
Mm,
you. That's
wow.
repair. And so there's this beauty thing, right? Like, you know, that we've heard those church bells and we're like, oh, that feeling, that is what we're working towards with repair. And then it's like, you don't have to get it perfect all the time, because you're not going to.
Nope.
You're just not going to. There's no perfect marriage. There's no perfect spouse.
Yep. We want to make you repair specialist, not the perfect spouse.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And I'll say to couples, you know, if you're lucky, you're going to get to fight with this person for the rest of your life.
I like it.
Yeah, and that's what we're working at. You're gonna fight. It's that, like, the fighting we get so honed in on. We want to communicate better. We want to fix this. But repair is vital to bonding and attachment.
Man, that's exactly right.
Yeah.
Exactly right. Because then we
Hmm.
can take the risk in the relationship and know that it's going to be okay. We can always find ourselves back to that secure base.
Exactly. And if I can have secure base and safe haven with my person, then when I go and screw up with somebody that I don't have that deep bond with, then I'll feel more secure to try and fix it there as well. Yeah, it's beautiful.
Right.
It's, that repair thing is so special.
Yeah, thank you so much. This is awesome.
Yeah, thanks, James. So we'll say goodbye, and I will put some of James's info. The one other thing I wanted to mention, a great easy book is Gottman's Baby Makes Three, if you're sort of thinking about parenting and relationships. And then, of course, the Circle Security books are awesome as well. So, all right.